So for this project, a few things that you've really got to look out for. You're still going to have a landscape on it. And I would have you make sure that you pay attention to what those earlier ones did as far as looking for a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. Again, things up in front, things in the middle ground, and things in the background. The difference is with this one, where most landscapes go this way, they go horizontally. You're actually going to make yours go up and down like this. And you're going to have a really big sky. Yours is also a little bit more graphic as far as, I'm not talking like bloody graphic. I'm talking about like you don't have to make it quite as realistic in the sky, but I do want the ground to look a little bit more realistic. So it really starts out in the sketches. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to probably get some reference. I would go on the internet, look up some landscapes, and come up with some ideas on what you're going to do for the bottom part of your landscape. The sky is going to be something completely different. When you are sketching these out, as opposed to making them lengthwise, you're going to make yours very long and skinny. So this is what my sketches are going to look like. I'm going to make a few boxes like this. Now I'm going to make sure that you understand this. I'm using markers so you can see this. I would use a pencil if I were you. So I'm going to just make 3 different ideas here as far as what I want to do for my final project. So my first idea is I am just going to do a regular sky sunny day. So I want to first concentrate on what's happening in the landscape part of it. I want a foreground, middle ground, background. So right here, let's just make some like bushes right here. And then maybe I'll have, just a little hill. And then I'll put a tree up on this hill. And then just maybe another couple little hills in the background. So now I've got my foreground, I've got my middle ground, and I've got my background. I've got objects that are overlapping each other. This is pretty interesting. What I'm going to want to do now is I'm going to start making my sky. My sky is going to have, let's put maybe the sun up here. I'll put some clouds. And then with clouds, you got to make sure some are further away. Maybe I'll even overlap some of them. They're not all, it's like some of them are being cut off. So now I've got all these clouds. Notice the ones that are closer are bigger, and they get smaller the further away they get. Okay, so like the real tiny ones are ones that are far away, and the ones that are a little bit bigger. The tricky thing with sky is I could make a big one down here if I wanted to, but you just got to make sure that your sky looks different. I'm also going to make my sun look a little bit different. I'm going to make it look a little bit more graphic here. So now I've got one. I've got my sky one done. Let's do another one. This one maybe I'm going to have people looking at fireworks. So I'm going to make like a person here. And it doesn't have to be a very good person. Just make a person right here looking. They'll be my foreground. Okay. And then maybe I'll have, just come up here, like a little bit of a hill. And maybe have another hill coming kind of straight this way. So maybe we'll put a little bit of a tree up here, kind of give an idea of depth. But there we go. So now maybe we'll, here, you know what? We're going to do this. I'm going to start far away. Got a little sidewalk. All right. So now I've got this. Now what I'll do here is I'm going to maybe make some straight lines coming up here. So now I've got a bunch of fireworks in this one. Okay, this last one, maybe this one I'm going to make just like a shooting star going across the night sky. So maybe I'll just have here just a little bit of a hill, my foreground. I'll have a middle ground right here, and then I'll put some mountains here in the background. Okay, And then maybe with this one, I'm going to put the moon up here. Okay, so now I've got my sketches done. This is where I want you to be by the end of the period today. This is, or wherever you're starting this. You should probably give yourself only about 20 minutes to do this. Again, forward, middle, background, forward, middle, background, forward, middle, background, and then a lot of graphic nature on what's going on in the sky.